Hey guys, you're welcome back. Um, we stopped at the slides. Um, okay, so we're able to prepare this slide in the first episode of this series. And okay, I mentioned that if you want to add more slides, like this is the third slide now, you can right click on it and then you see new slide, see duplicate slide, delete slide. That's if you want to delete it. Then add section, layout, so you can also make layouts too. All right, so um, okay, so since we're done with that, the table, picture, screenshots, all of these are in they are well explained in the Microsoft Office Word series. I implore you to go back to the Microsoft Office Word series and click on any of those episodes and you see all of these commands explained. So including text box, word art, all of this. Save this. Yeah. So here we have the video, insert video, because we're discussing insert. Let me see if I'm done with this layout. Okay. Reset section. Okay, let me quickly explain this section because it wasn't explained in the previous episode before I move on to insert. So if I add section, for instance, now the section is just like organizing your work. So let's say you have excuse me. So let's say you have about two documents. You want to prepare the slides within the same document in PowerPoint. You can create the first section and then name it. So you know that from slide 1 to slide 2, as it is on my screen here, is let's say the introductory part of this introduction. Okay, so it should name now. So you notice that is, oh sorry, I didn't know I was on. So I rename this. So this will be introduction. Okay. So while this, I'm rename that I will rename it as now. Let's just say content, something like that. Okay. So putting your slides in section makes it more organized. That is just it basically. It's just like creating a folder and then partitioning your work such that it is well organized and you can easily trace your steps backward and then make references to. So from what I have here now, starting from slide 3 is another section entirely. So I've partitioned them. That is what you have in sections. Then reset. So if you have a setting on your slide, you can reset it to the way it was. So this was the initial way the slide looks like before I set it to give me something like this. So that is what the reset will do. And then the layout you already know, like I mentioned in the previous one. So any of these layouts that works for your choice of design in the slides, you can pick it and work with it. Alright, so I'm going to undo the section. Okay, so back to the beginning. So we can proceed to design now. Alright, so just like the name implies, it's the design. It contains themes, variants, and then customize. So I'm going to be talking about all of this in this episode. It doesn't take much time. Alright, so the first one here, it has a drop down. You're going to click it, and then all of this contains themes that you can use for your design. So you can pick on any one. So it also affects your text. It affects the entire slides. All right, so if I pick this now, for instance, you see that, so it affects the positioning of my slides, and then I can just start to rearrange it, and then this too, I can arrange it. So if this is what befits your design, for instance, then you can make do with it. But I would advise that you use something like this, and then as it is now, it's actually conflicting. Look at the background. The background image is conflicting with the content. So and and the law of graphics, because this is more like graphics. You have to design your subject in such a way that you consider your readers, you consider your audience, or you consider those that will be viewing whatever it is you are designing. So in this case now, this is actually wrong. You can't have black on this background. Okay, so except of course if you want to squeeze this to become smaller and then it stays within this white compartment of the slide, then you can still make do with this. But anything that will make it scale out of that white part into this red or the brick part of the background, then you are doing the wrong thing, because the text and the background are now conflicting, which is actually not advisable. You want to design a slide that everybody will be able to access, both people that have the difficulty in reading, and you have to put all of the audience into consideration. Okay, so that is that. So yeah, it applies to the remaining slides like that. So if you are good with it, you can just click on it there. And then the variant means within a particular theme, there are should I call them sub-theme now? Sub-theme of that particular theme. So there are variants. For instance, now what you have here has wine color as the color of this place. So you can change it. You see, this is this is a variant of the same thing. So this is not choosing another thing. This is just choosing a different style of the same thing. So if you notice very well, you see that it's the color that is just changing. The color keeps changing. So it's a variant of the same thing. So I hope you understand what that means. So you can actually browse for more things. You can save the current thing. You can browse. So if I click on browse for more things, it will take you to the internet, and then you'll be able to download more things there, and then you can save it in your document, or whenever you choose to use it, you can easily click it and make use of it. Just a moment, please. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so that's that, and then the next command there is slide size. So you can determine the size of your slide. This is it's on widescreen, but I often want it in the standard size, and I want it to be to ensure fit. So this is most preferable for me. So you can determine the size of the slide from here. So you can choose standard, which is 4:3, or widescreen 16:9, or you customize your slide screen yourself. So you can go to customize slides and then put the dimension depending on whatever it is you want. So that is that. Then the last command there is format background. I'm going to undo this, remove the background, so that you can explain the formatting background properly. Okay, so we are back to the default now. So clicking on format background, we bring out this pane. Yeah, it's called pane, P-A-N-E. All right, so from here you can decide to if you want to use a solid color. It's on solid right now, so you can just come here, click on this command, and then you can choose the color you want. You see that? So it's just a solid color, and then it applies. So if you want it to apply to all your slides, you just click on apply all. So you see that if you notice, the moment I click on applied all, the thing affected the remaining 2 slides. Okay, so that's how that works. Now I'm going to undo that. Yes. Then the next one there is gradient fill. Already I wouldn't imagine that. I will assume that you understand what gradient is. So gradient is simply the mixture of 2 or more colors in a graphic element. So if you have this gradient fill now, simply means you want to involve more than one color on the background of the slide. So from here now, you have some presets. So you can make use of these presets. These are just 2 colors, yellow and white. You can change the preset, you can adjust the preset, and then change the type. And then you can also edit the direction. You can edit the direction of the gradient. You see that? So you can just play around all of this and see how they affect your document. excuse me. So aside that, you can choose the color here. If I hit this button, for instance, now this particular square box that let me hit this first one. I can really come here and change the color to maybe blue, right? So I can click this next one and change the color. If I don't want the parent color, change it to another one. So already now I have two colors, and then I hit this last one and change it to maybe red. So here now in this gradient we have three colors. So the mixture of two or more colors is known as gradient. So you can add more by hitting this button, and you can remove gradient by hitting this button. So this is the new one. I can decide to add more. I can decide to add maybe this brick color to it. So it depends on what you want. This is where your creativity comes in. So you have to make, right? You really need to make research. Or except of course if you want to go into graphic design, then you can make research on how you can do your color combination and the likes. Alright, so but it requires a lot of creativity to be able to effectively combine these colors and make sense out of it. Okay, so the position here, you can increase the positioning. You see, can adjust it, and if you look at my the slide now, you see how it's responding. Okay, so there are different colors and then they respond as you adjust the position. Then the transparency too, the degree of opacity, is the transparency. So if you want it to be more transparent, that is the currently selected one. That's why it is affecting only that one. So if I select the red now and I adjust the transparency, you see it's affecting the red. Pay attention to the slide, you see it's affecting the red. Okay, so if I select this blue and I adjust the transparency, it affects only the blue color of the gradient. Now the last slider there is the brightness. So you can also adjust the brightness of the gradient. Let me select the red color for instance. There you see that it becomes brighter and then it comes to slide back down. Okay, so that's just that. It works with percentage too. I decided to put the percentages here. So the same way, if you want to apply to all the slides, you can just click apply to all, and then this one it works like that. With reset background, takes it back to original. Alright, the same thing applies to the rest. There is pattern, pattern fill, picture. In fact, you can even put picture as the background of your slides. Oh, I've gone beyond my time limit. Alright, so I'm going to continue from the next slide. From the next episode. Thank you for your time. Do well to share this video, like and comment. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye for now.